So, last night we had the 2025 Academy Awards, one of the biggest nights of the year for anybody who really loves film, where all of us as an audience get to watch which one of these elitist, super famous, super rich people get to get a nice gold statue and give a very condescending speech about how we're all horrible people and need to be doing better in the world. It's truly one of the most magical nights a year, right? Right? Well, I love the Oscars. I watch them every year, and I get excited about them every single year, no matter how sort of condescending they become. And this year was no different. We had a great show, so I just kind of want to go over some of the things that stood out to me and mention some of the winners. First things first, Conan O'Brien is the host. Did phenomenal. I love Conan. He's one of my favorite people alive, and I'm so glad to not see Jimmy Kimmel hosting this thing. Man, oh man. That just kind of fixed like 80% of the entertainment value of the show. Conan is amazing, and his whole bit against the chick from Amelia Perez, amazing. The big MVP of the night was Sean Baker from Anora. Of course, if you watched, you know Anora pretty much swept everything it was nominated for. Sean Baker got to give like 5 speeches because not only did he win for screenplay, not only did he win for directing and best picture, he also won for editing? Crazy. Did not know Sean Baker edited his own movies. That is awesome. As somebody who I just wrote, directed, filmed, and even edited my own film, and is now about to start doing sound on my own film, it's nice to see a guy working at the highest levels of Hollywood still taking on the responsibilities of editing and of some of those technical things. It is truly a Sean Baker movie, which I love. And he got to give a bunch of great speeches, one of which was my favorite, where he pretty much just chastised the business of Hollywood and how they're trying to kill movie theaters. Yeah, good on you, Sean. You were amazing. And speaking of Anora, Mikey Madison won Best Actress over Demi Moore, which is probably the most shocking sort of win of the night. Everything else kind of went to what people expected. Every winner here, it was probably the most predictable year for the Oscars with what the betting markets were saying, right? The only one that was a little bit of a shock, and second year in a row, was the Best Actress category. I think most people figured Demi Moore was going to get her win, and it was going to be this big moment. Demi Moore, it's been years in the making, but they ended up giving it to Mikey Madison because they clearly really loved Anora, and so did I, and so did a lot of other people. To be honest with you, I think Mikey Madison gave the best performance of the year regardless, so I was happy to see her get that win, and very, very well deserved. You also had Adrian Brody winning his second Oscar. Let's see if Hollywood will actually cast him in more, in bigger roles now. The guy just has never really gone mainstream, and now he is a 2-time Academy Award winner, so what happens now? Kieran Culkin won an Oscar and now gets to have a 4th child, apparently. That was interesting and strange. Zoe Saldana won for a movie that everybody hates that we're not going to talk about any longer. We don't have to give any more airtime. Amelia Perez. We had a great performance from the people from Wicked, Cynthia Erivo, and of course Ariana Grande. I thought it was beautiful and magnificent. We also had a weird tribute to James Bond for some reason, I guess because the producers decided to no longer make the movies anymore. So they said, let's do a big musical performance about James Bond with Margaret Qualley and a person who's not Adele singing an Adele song. Also strange. One of my biggest complaints of the night is how the Oscars treat anybody who's not like an actor. So the actors all go up and they get to give these big long speeches, specifically Adrian Brody, who literally gave like a 45-minute long speech. And it takes a very long time before they start playing the music to play them out. But then when all the lowlifes of Hollywood, the boring people, the people we don't care about, the people we don't know, the people who actually make the movies, the people in the background that do the VFX and, the production design and the costumes and the makeup, the people who actually make the frickin' movies, when those lowlifes, when they win, no, we don't want to listen to them for more than like 20 seconds. They would get on stage, say like 3 words, and then the music would start playing. Academy, ABC, this is like outrageous. It's an award show. Let these people talk for as long as they frickin' want. If it goes so long that the audience starts feeling, oh, this is dragging on a little bit, like the music people from Amelia Perez who started singing, then yeah, start playing them out. But this was ridiculous. There was one point in time where a guy was trying to go up and speak, and they literally cut his mic. Like, it gets to the point where I get really frustrated as somebody who loves film, but I'm not an actor. I'm trying to pursue this medium as somebody from behind the camera to make these films, and I appreciate all the work that goes into a movie, both behind and in front of the camera. The majority of the actual heavy lifting of making these movies is done behind the camera by people that, yeah, you might not know their names, but you know their work because you watch it when you see these films. So I understand giving the actors way more time to speak. They are the face of the industry. They are the celebrity. They're the people that get to have the billions of followers on Instagram, and they get talked about the most, and they get paparazzis. Like, I understand that. They have the fame of it. But the people that are actually crafting these movies deserve the time to be recognized at these award shows and give the speeches that they want. I think it's absolutely shameful that they did this last night to just about every single person that came up as a creator behind the scenes, outside of maybe Sean Baker as a director. They gave him ample amount of time to speak because they gave him 4 freaking awards. Just do better. I mean, it's really disgusting, and it really makes it so much more difficult for a lot of people pursuing a career in that world to really dream about being on that stage, to know that, like, hey, if I ever actually reach the tip top of this industry, if I'm a VFX person and I reach the absolute mountaintop of VFX work and I get rewarded for my work, the best I'm gonna get is 15 seconds on stage at the Oscars before they start playing music behind me so they can do silly jokes with Ben Stiller in the next segment. I just think it's so ridiculous, and it really, it pains me. It annoys me. And I don't get offended easily, especially not on this channel, but that just offended me a little bit. What else bothered me? Well, some movies that didn't win. Sing Sing, not really getting any recognition for anything. I mean, Sing Sing is, in my opinion, arguably the best movie of last year, and not enough people saw it, I guess, was the main reason it just didn't get talked about, because man, oh man, is it a masterpiece that deserved to at least get something. And obviously, Denis Villeneuve not being nominated for Best Director, not winning Best Director, is kind of an insult to movies in general. I mean, I don't know anybody who could watch Dune Part 2 and say, yeah, that's not the best movie of the year. Denis is not arguably the best director, not only this year, but in all of Hollywood. I mean, who is matching this man in quality? The dude is consistently putting out gigantic, epic movies that are just pushing the boundaries of this industry so far forward. But other than that, not really a controversial Oscars. No crazy winners, no shocking moments. It was just kind of a standard award show, which it's kind of been the last few years. You know, the last time I was truly shocked at the Oscars at a moment was when they just handed Jamie Lee Curtis an Oscar for pretty much nothing. Yeah, that hasn't happened in a while. They've been very safe lately, and I suspect that it's probably going to keep going that direction as the years go by. They don't want to have a lot of controversies. They want to give awards to the people that did earn them, and you know what? I'm fine with that. Just give the actual creators more time to talk, because that was absolutely outrageous what I watched last night, and just unfair to the people that actually carry the industry. Because without those people, you don't have movies. It's that simple. They make the frickin' movies. That's it. Go enjoy your day. Subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.